Dan Murphy, you have played probably one of my most anticipated games of this year. You have played South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
I certainly have. And I've forgotten that it was actually out this year. And when I asked the PRs,
December.
December, yeah, I've forgotten. December's like a dead month anyway, I think. So I cannot wait. That's going to be so good. That's the Christmas game, I reckon. That is just over holidays, nothing to do, have a proper laugh. Can't wait.
So as is our one normally at the beginning of these videos, right? I feel like I should ask. Did you play Stick of Truth?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because
it was
that
the
was
last game
probably...
I played on 360.
Oh really? No, I understand. I mean, that was probably, if not my favourite game that year, it was certainly in my personal top 3. Again, I don't know how you feel about South Park. I'm a massive South Park fan.
Oh,
and over
same.
the years,
Love it.
I've endured some. Well, I'd say even now I still like it, but there's been some awful games. So Stick of Truth for me was like, that's the one. That's so finally the one. And which means, Dan, I mean, what's Fractured But Whole like? What is it? Is it? Because I'm expecting you to say it's that again. And they haven't changed anything, but I have actually had a sneak look at your video, and it's not that, is it? There's more to it than that.
For all intents and purposes, it is the same, because it is just, it literally is the next day in the story. So they have the whole quest of Stick of Truth, and then the next day they're now playing superheroes instead of fantasy, Lord of the Rings / Game of Thrones, which I fucking love. I think that's so funny. Even the premise is funny in this game, so you just know you're in for a good ride. But then it's like I think the reason that Stones and Parker wanted to do, because they was always on record saying they were never going to do another game because the development of Stick of Truth was so strenuous. But I imagine because they already have all the assets, the town mapped out, all the art, all the art design already done. It's pretty much easy to just write a new story. And the big change that has been made is that the combat system has been redone a bit. Now, I found it a little bit fiddly to get used to at first, and I can't remember what it was like exactly in Stick of Truth. I was very rusty. But now, basically, there's tiles that you have on the battlefield. It's still turn-based, but similar to something like Banner Saga, maybe, where you have this like a chessboard pretty much where you can move to get closer into enemies. Certain attacks can only be deployed from like 2 spaces away. Some you have to be 1 space away. There isn't like in Banner Saga, there is like a limit to how far you can move in one go. Yep. In South Park, there isn't. You can just go to wherever you want. So I don't know how much it will have an effect on the game. It obviously has a bit of a tactical advantage because if you can line enemies up in a row, you can hit them all in one shot, stuff like that. But when there's not much limitation on it, maybe I was just on an easy difficulty because it's alpha and all that. Yep. So they might add limitations later. But at the minute, with no limitations, I think it's more of a just. Whilst it might have some interesting permutations, it seems more like just an aesthetic change to keep things a little bit fresh, because otherwise it may just be exactly the same. Which, for me personally, I'm perfectly alright with, because, like as you say, the Stick of Truth was hilarious, and from some of the lines in the first 15 minutes of Fractured But Whole, it looks like it'll be carrying on with the same trajectory. Just some of the lines, I've never been able to get over how South Park itself can just get away with the coon and friends, and then it's just pushing the boundaries that no other franchise in any medium pushes, and it's fucking, I love it so much. And the fact that Mr. Principal, or whatever his name is, going to be PC Principal. The last 2 series of South Park will be so good, and the last one especially with PC Principal was amazing. And with him being in the game, I just cannot wait.
I mean, that's probably all we need to talk about. I mean, we will quickly mention that you did try the Noculus Rift, which you can see, and there'll be a link in this.
It shouldn't be called
Shouldn't
it be called the Noculus Sniffed?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
double the fun.
It is, but I think they got to get the Rift in there because it's related to the Rift.
But it's the most fucking rank thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I should mention.
What it is,
go on,
go on. It's like this inverted gas mask that you put over your face, and when in the game you fart or shit, you then said smell farts and shit, and the 2 distinctly different smells for the fart and the shit, and the shit one is so intense, it goes on for ages, just spraying this shitty fucking horrible smell in my nose, and it was like they just smelt the remnants in my face for fucking hours on the train journey back home. Honestly, it was around. There's a video, as you just said.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see Dan actually,
for the camera in the slightest.
No, I can tell. I particularly enjoyed Ubisoft's PR. I think it was Holly. Who was just laughing at you the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive bit of technology. Like, it's never coming out because no fucker's gonna buy it.
No,
why would you?
That.
But it's impressive and fucking horrible in the same breath. But yeah, South Park, the fact very, very excited. I have seen I played the gameplay. Like I said, the combat was a little fiddly to get used to. Hopefully that becomes easier once you get used to it and all that. It made me laugh so much in the demo, even though I'd already seen that bit of gameplay at least once already while at E3. And it's shaping up to be just as good as the last one, if not better.
I'm glad to hear that. I am excited to play that on, I believe, December the 1st. Probably won't. I mean,
December the 6th.
December the 6th. No, I'm thinking of Just Cause because that was out last year. There's always a December game. I don't know that we'll get to play it again before release now because I kind of don't really know that there's any point in playing it again before we actually can sit down with the full game.
I don't want to play that intro again now because I want to try and keep it a little bit of a not a surprise, but get it a bit fresher in the mind for when I go through it in December.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll be back with more South Park when the time's right. But there's loads of stuff on this channel and on godisageek.com. Go over there, have a look at it. Have a look at the Patreon, which is patreon.com/godisageek because
have a look at my
you've
actually
already seen.
And slag me off for
it. Have a look at that. Have a look at Dan's Pez review. Tell him he's paid off. Lack of ethics, shill, whatever you want. The abuse, bring it, whatever. But also, you would have seen the Noculus Rift video way earlier than you are if you haven't. If you're a Patreon backer. Dan's at Mabruski, so send him all your loving thoughts on his thoughts, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.